Good morning and welcome to this segment of the program. I feel so happy and excited to come your way and add value to your day, to your pursuits, and to the ventures you are engaging, to your career as well. You know, we have been emphasizing on a very, very profound narrative. We have been discussing and having a conversation along the line of soft skills. And that conversation, we have been taking it out of the book I authored, The Power of Soft Skills. The Power of Soft Skills towards career and business advancement. Since the last 5 to 6 weeks, that is where we have been having that conversation from. And one conversation, I've ignited, with you that I've started is the issue of resolving workplace conflicts. Resolving workplace conflict. From my book, The Power of Soft Skills, it says that the presence of conflicts in the workplace is the absence of positive energy. Lack of positive energy significantly affects performance. Now, what are conflicts? If you hear the word conflicts, what are the synonyms that come to your mind? Quarrel, squabble, tug of war, and so many other adjectives or words or synonyms that connote negativity. And that is why in my book, The Power of Soft Skills, the chapter that says soft skills resolves workplace conflicts, I wrote there, I said, the presence of conflicts in the workplace is the absence of positive energy. Lack of positive energy significantly affects performance. Wherever there is conflict, performance is at stake. If there is conflict in the workplace, you are risking performance. Performance is at stake, and if performance is at stake, it means that organization, that system, that business, may not advance forward. And so it's very, very important we possess ourselves with the soft skills, with the conflict resolution soft skills. It's very important. Now remember, soft skills, is what we call relational capacities, sociability skills, diplomatic skills that help you to project yourself in the positive light, that help you to relate with other people, that help you to, work in fluid collaboration with your colleagues and other stakeholders in the system. And under that umbrella of soft skills is what we call conflict resolution, or resolving conflict, or resolving workplace conflict. And, that is the line we are going to be looking at this morning. It's very, very important. Now, I wrote here in my book, The Power of Soft Skills, I said, one fact we can never run away from is that as long as people from different backgrounds come together to interface, either in a workplace or any other scene, there will always be a natural tendency for conflict. That is just too key. People with different educational background, people with different ethnic background, people with different religious background, as long as they come together in a workplace to add value, to solve problems, there is going to be natural tendency for one or two friction. That is why as a team leader and also a team member, we need to be, equipped with the conflict resolution, soft skills. That is so important. You should arm yourself with the soft skills of conflict resolution strategies, especially as it relates to managing workplace conflict, so as to eliminate or reduce the cost of conflicts to the barest minimum. We have looked at the financial implication of conflicts in the workplace. We looked at it, and I told you earlier from the book, The Power of Soft Skills, that a particular U.S. Hospital had 200 kinds of conflicts. And that 200 kinds of conflicts, one of them cost $60,000. At the end of the day, that particular year the research was carried out, the entire conflicts, the 200 kinds of conflicts that one cost $60,000 aggregates to $12 million cost for that particular conflict, hospital in that particular year. Now, other costs of conflict include people shutting down intellectually, emotionally, and physically. When there is conflict in the work environment, when there is conflict in the workplace, when there is tension, there is a natural tendency that people will shut down intellectually, creatively, and innovatively. They will not be able to, contribute their innovative and creative ideas towards advancing the cause of the system, organization, and all that. Another challenge we do have, another cost of conflict, is that there is high staff turnover, resulting to losing experienced hands and spending more money and time training new employees. You know, when workers cannot work in fluid collaboration, when there is always that unfriendly atmosphere, that issue of conflict in the work environment, there is a natural tendency that some employees will just tender their resignation letter. They will say, let what will be. They tender their resignation letter, and at the end of the day, we end up losing good hands in the system. And when we now recruit new people, we are now going to spend more time, more resources to train them and build their capacity for them to be able to add value for us. So that in itself is a cost. Another cost of conflict in the book, The Power of Soft Skills, is there is pressure on the leader or manager's time. The time you would have used to, solve other organizational problems, you'll be using it to resolve quarrels between two employees. That is a cost of its own. Conflicts in the work environment in the book, The Power of Soft Skills, can result to poor decision making. It can also make customer service, it can result to poor customer service. And when there is poor customer service, the implication of that is that we will start losing customers. When employees of a system organizations are always having conflicts with one another, they're always involved in one or two quarrels, that can affect them, effectively relating with customers with good quality human finesse. When that is lacking, customers may stop patronizing us, and that portends danger for the system, for the organization or business, So at the end of the day, another cost of conflict for the system is that there will not be teamwork, there will not be fluid collaboration, there will not be cohesion and all that. And also you might see situations of, backstabbing, people knocking heads, and so many others. So it's very important we arm ourselves with the conflict resolution strategies, the soft skills of conflict resolution, in order for us to avoid all these, negative consequences of conflict. Now, in this book, The Power of Soft Skills, we'll not be able to look at everything. There is a part that says resolving workplace conflict, as in approaches or strategies to resolving workplace conflict. There is the one part of it whereby you as a leader, you as a manager, you as a CEO, you can engage, the strategies you can engage to resolve conflict between two parties, either between two people working for you, between two persons in your team, or between your manager and his direct report and all that. But what we are going to focus on this morning is to quickly look at resolving conflicts between you and a third party. Let's assume in the system, in the workplace, you are having issues, with your colleagues, with your team members. What are the strategic approach you need to engage in order for you to be able to make sure that that conflict is resolved, and then we work in fluid collaboration and advance the cause of our organization is so important. Number one strategy you can engage to resolve conflicts in the workplace between you and a third party, a second party, is that make the first move. Make the first move. Take the initiative to resolve the conflict. Take the initiative to resolve the conflict, and be sensitive to do that in a very relaxed atmosphere, not in a tense atmosphere. Strategically watch the person, study the person's mood, and when the atmosphere is relaxed, take the initiative. Make the first move to make sure that the conflict is resolved. Make the first move is the first strategic approach towards you resolving conflicts between you and a second party in the work environment, in life in general. This is just so important. It is so important. Then the second strategic approach to resolving conflicts between you and the second party in the workplace or any other place in the church and all that. The first one is make the first move, take the initiative to resolve the conflict. The second one is begin with what's my fault. What's my fault? It's very easy to first point accusing fingers to what the other person has done wrong. As I wrote here in the book, The Power of Soft Skills, I said it's very easy to first point accusing fingers to what the other person has done wrong. When you start with the other person's faults, the natural tendency is for him or her to be defensive. That is just the truth. You are trying to resolve conflict between you and the second party, and you are starting the whole journey or process with what the person has done wrong or what the person didn't do well. When you do that, the natural tendency you are going to see from that person is for the person to be defensive. And at the end of the day, this may not help in resolving the conflict. So you take the initiative to resolve the conflict, and then begin with what's my fault, as in what's your fault. That will help a long way to, make sure that the conflict is resolved. I wrote here in the book, The Power of Soft Skills, I said, this approach helps you to deal with your self-centeredness and ego or pride. This is so important. Then, number 3 strategic approach to resolving conflict between you and the second party is listen to their hearts. Number one, take the initiative, make the first move. Number two, I said begin with what's my fault, what's your fault, what have you done wrong? And number three, listen to their hearts, listen to the person's heart. You know, in any conflict, I wrote here in the book, The Power of Conflict, of Soft Skills, someone is always hot in a conflict. So be quick to hear and slow to speak. Someone is always hot in a conflict. Now, listen to their hearts. Why? Listening enriches the quality of your response. Listening enriches the quality of your response. See, people easily get irritated and upset when they feel they are not being listened to. Seek to understand before seeking to be understood. This is so important. I wrote here in the book, The Power of Soft Skills, I said, seek to understand before seeking to be understood. Seek to understand before seeking to understood. Time will fail me to really break that down, but I know you are very intelligent, and I know you already understand, what that implies. Then, number 4, strategic approach to resolving workplace conflicts. Remember, number 1 is make the first move. Number 2, begin with what's my fault, what's your fault. Number 3, listen to their heart. Someone is always hot in a conflict. Then number 3, speak the truth tactfully. Speak the truth tactfully. Now, what are we saying? I wrote here in the book, The Power of Soft Skills. I said, learn to be very diplomatic when discussing with someone you have any squabble with. Being tactful or diplomatic means you are able to tell them the truth without offending them. There is a way you will tell somebody what he or she has done wrong, and the person will say, Mr. Nusa, I'm so grateful. Thank you very much for telling me. But there's a way you will also put it, and the person will say, and so what? And so what? So when you are discussing or having that conversation with the person, speak the truth tactfully. Means say it diplomatically. Being tactful or diplomatic means you are able to tell them the truth without offending them. It is what the scriptures call speaking the truth in love. It is the truth, but you package it in the garment of love, and then it will be received. I wrote here, you speak the truth in a manner that will make the other party to say thank you with a heartfelt, sincere apology. When you say it offensively, it will be received defensively. That is the truth. When you say it offensively, it will be received defensively. You see, these are soft skills you are not taught in school. These are critical relational competencies that you need to drive your career, your vision, in whatever you do, that they don't teach you in school. And so you need to see how you can get access to this material, and then you just use to help yourself to build capacity, So, number 5, strategic approach to resolving conflict between you and the second party, as I conclude this morning, says, fix the problem, not the blame. Fix the problem, not the blame. Your focus should be to attack the issue at hand and not each other. Hence, there is no need for the blame game. This is so important. Fix the problem. Focus on fixing the problem, not attacking the other person. Remember, we have been looking at the issue of resolving workplace conflict. And I have just, strategically present to you the strategic approach for you to resolve conflict between you and a second party. The first approach, I said, make the first move. The second one, begin with what's my fault. The third one, listen to their heart. The fourth one, speak the truth tactfully. The fifth one, fix the problem, not the blame. It's so important. You learn this, strategic approach to resolving conflict between you and the second party, especially in the work environment, in your team, your organization, in your church. And it's so important also that you call my phone number to reach me so that we can see how we can help you to drive effectiveness and peak performance in that system, in that organization, in what you do, and be able to advance your course to the next level. And that is why my phone numbers have been on the screen. My MTN is 080-6686-5060. I take that again, 080-6686-5060. The glow line is equally there. It's 080-529-29 again 120. 080-529-29 again 120. That's my website there, www.inuaratanosahae.com. Go to the website, search more information about me. Also, the website can also help you to see how you can have access to the ebook version of this book, and then you help you to advance yourself forward. I'll be seeing you next week, Wednesday. And when I return, I will still be the amiable Inuaratanosahae. Your day is so blessed. Thank you.